Hey, ever feel like those traditional leadership workshops are a bit, well, stale?
Yeah.
Like you're just going through the motions,
Yeah.
not really engaging.
I hear ya. A lot of people feel that way.
Those traditional approaches can lack a certain spark, right? The
Hmm.
spark that truly ignites leadership potential. Well, get ready for a different kind of spark.
Oh.
Because today we're exploring a program that takes leadership development to the dance floor.
The dance floor.
Literally. It's called Dancing Leaders, and as the name suggests, it uses swing dance
Swing dancing.
as a unique tool to cultivate leadership skills.
Interesting.
You've got all the info right here from their website, and honestly,
Yeah.
I'm a bit skeptical,
Okay.
but also really curious. Can twirling around a dance floor really make you a better leader?
Right.
What's the thinking behind this?
Well, it's not just about like learning steps, right?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
mastering a routine. This program draws on a growing body of research, highlighting the power of what's called embodied learning. The idea is that by engaging your body
Okay.
in the learning process, you can unlock deeper levels
Interesting.
of understanding and retention.
So instead of passively sitting in a lecture, you're actively participating, right?
Right.
In an experience that engages your mind and body simultaneously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
When was the last time you really learned something new while just sitting still?
That's a good point. I'm way more likely to remember something if I've actually done it,
Right.
rather than just read about it.
Yeah.
So how does dancing fit into all of this?
Yeah.
I mean, what specific leadership skills can you develop through, say, a swing dance class?
That's where it gets fascinating.
Okay.
Swing dancing in particular requires a lot of improvisation,
Okay.
quick thinking, and nonverbal communication.
Mhm.
You need to be adaptable,
Yeah.
responsive to your partner,
Mm.
and able to think on your feet, quite literally.
Okay, starting to see the connection here.
Yeah.
But I need more than just a general idea. What's an example of a specific leadership skill
Okay.
that the program claims to develop through dancing?
Let's take self-awareness,
Okay.
a cornerstone of effective leadership.
Right.
In dance, you're constantly aware of your body,
Mm-hmm.
your movements, and how you're interacting with your partner.
Okay.
This translates to leadership because you become more attuned to your own patterns,
Yeah.
your own tendencies, and how you impact others.
So by becoming more aware of your physical presence,
Right.
how you move through space, you can gain insights
Mm-hmm.
into your leadership style
Yes.
and how you show up in the workplace.
That's the idea. It's like holding up a mirror to yourself.
Uh-huh.
But instead of seeing your reflection, you're feeling it.
Okay. Interesting. I'm intrigued by this idea of embodied self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
But tell me, is there any research
Yes.
to back up these claims, or is it just a feel-good concept?
No, the program's website actually mentions some pretty interesting research. For example, they cite a study
Mhm.
that was published in the Journal of Management Education
Okay.
that found that art-based learning methods, like dance, can significantly enhance leadership development
Okay.
by promoting self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and creativity.
So there's some academic weight behind this approach.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I'm still picturing like a bunch of corporate executives
Yeah.
awkwardly shuffling around a dance floor.
Right.
How do they actually make this work in practice?
Right.
What does the program actually look like?
It's not just about dancing.
Okay.
The Dancing Leaders program is structured as an immersive day-long experience.
Mm-hmm.
It blends swing dance instruction
Mm-hmm.
with facilitated leadership workshops,
Right.
culminating in a team performance and a celebratory dinner.
That sounds like a pretty unique format. But wait, a team performance?
Yes.
Is everyone expected to become like a professional dancer by the end of the day?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
The performance is more about showcasing the skills they've learned throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's about collaboration,
Mm-hmm.
communication, and stepping outside of your comfort zone as a team.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about how they bridge the gap between the dance floor and like the boardroom.
Right.
Do they explicitly connect the dance steps to leadership concepts, or is it more implied?
They use a multi-layered approach.
Okay.
So while you're learning the dance steps,
Hmm.
the facilitators are simultaneously drawing parallels to leadership challenges.
Okay.
For example, they might highlight how leading and following in a dance routine
Mm-hmm.
mirrors the dynamics of delegation and collaboration in a team setting.
So they're weaving the leadership lessons directly into the dance experience.
Yes.
Clever. But let's be honest, there are tons of leadership development programs out there.
Yeah.
What makes this one stand out? What's the wow factor?
One thing that caught my eye
Yeah.
was the use of real-time scribes during the sessions.
Real-time scribes. What are those?
They have trained professionals who observe the participants
Okay.
throughout the day,
Yeah.
noting any unconscious blockers
Oh.
or limiting beliefs that might be hindering their leadership development.
Oh, I've never heard of that before.
Pretty cool.
That sounds like a really valuable feature.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to get like below the surface level and address those deeper psychological barriers that can hold people back.
Right. It's like having a personal coach
Mm-hmm.
who's specifically attuned to the subtle ways.
Right.
You might be sabotaging your own growth,
Okay.
and they don't just observe.
Yeah.
They integrate those insights into the workshops,
Mm-hmm.
providing personalized feedback and guidance.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're really committed to creating a personalized learning experience. But hold on, how do they actually identify these unconscious blockers? Do they have some, like, secret mind-reading technique?
It's not mind reading, but it's pretty close.
Okay.
They're trained to observe body language,
Mm-hmm.
facial expressions, and even subtle shifts in energy.
Wow.
They might notice that someone tenses up
Yeah.
when it's their turn to lead, or that they avoid eye contact when they're receiving feedback.
So they're picking up on those nonverbal cues
Yes.
that we often, like, misinterpret.
Right.
That's a level of attention to detail you don't get in your typical workshop.
It's very unique.
But I'm curious, what happens after they identify these blockers? Do they just point them out and say, hey, you're doing this wrong?
No, it's much more nuanced than that.
Yeah.
They might incorporate specific exercises or activities into the workshops
Okay.
to help participants become more aware of these patterns
Okay.
and develop strategies
Yeah.
for overcoming them.
So it's not about judgment.
No,
It's about awareness and growth.
exactly. And the fact that it's all happening in the context of dance creates a safe and playful environment
Right.
for exploring these potentially sensitive issues.
Yeah, I can see how that would make a difference. When you're learning a new dance step, it's okay to stumble, right? You're not expected to be perfect.
Right.
Maybe that same mindset can translate to personal growth and leadership development.
That's one of the key principles of the program,
Okay.
embracing a growth mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's about recognizing that mistakes are opportunities for learning
Yeah.
and that vulnerability is essential for building trust and connection.
So it sounds like they're creating a space where people can kind of let go of their inhibitions and truly be themselves,
Yes.
both on the dance floor and in the workplace.
It's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
They're using dance as a metaphor for life, a way to explore the challenges and opportunities of leadership in a fun, engaging, and transformative way.
I have to admit, I'm starting to get the appeal.
Okay.
But you know me, I always need more evidence.
Right.
What are people saying about this program? Are there any testimonials on the website that really captured your attention?
Actually, there's one that really stood out to me.
Okay.
It's from a CEO
A CEO?
who, let's be honest,
Yeah,
probably wouldn't be the first person you'd imagine
you're right about that.
signing up for a dance-based leadership program.
So what did he have to say?
He talked about how the best part of the program
Yeah.
was being a follower.
Being a follower.
He said that as a CEO, he rarely gets the opportunity to let go of control and just trust someone else to lead.
Interesting.
And he found that experience to be incredibly liberating and insightful.
That's a powerful statement.
It is.
It speaks to the idea that leadership isn't just about being in charge all the time.
Right.
It's also about knowing when to step back. Trust your team and allow others to shine.
Exactly. And by experiencing that dynamic physically, through dance, he gained a whole new level of understanding and appreciation for the importance of followership.
You've definitely piqued my interest. But before we get too swept away by the testimonials, let's dig a little deeper into the science behind this program.
Okay.
All right, let's shift gears and explore the research that supports the connection between movement and leadership development.
Sounds good.
I'm ready to dive in.
Welcome back.
All right, so we've established that movement can be a powerful tool for enhancing learning and development, but how exactly does that translate to leadership skills?
Well, let's start with the type of dance they use in the Dancing Leaders program.
Okay.
Swing.
Swing.
It's not just a random choice.
Okay.
It's deliberate.
I'm all ears. Why swing?
Think about the qualities of swing dancing. It's energetic, playful, and highly improvisational.
Okay.
It requires constant communication between partners, both verbal and nonverbal.
Right.
And a willingness to adapt to the music and each other's movements.
Yeah. I can see how those qualities might be relevant in a fast-paced work environment.
Right.
You need to be able to think on your feet, respond to unexpected changes, communicate effectively with your team.
Exactly. And swing dancing provides a safe and enjoyable space to practice those skills. You're encouraged to experiment, to make mistakes, and to learn from those missteps.
Yeah.
There's a sense of playfulness that allows people to let go of their inhibitions and embrace the learning process.
So it's not about being a perfect dancer. It's about using dance as a vehicle for developing those essential leadership qualities.
Right.
But let's go beyond the general concepts.
Okay.
What are some specific examples of leadership skills that the program highlights?
They address a wide range of competencies.
Okay.
From self-awareness and psychological safety to adaptability, vulnerability-based trust, and artful feedback.
Wow, okay.
They even touch on the concept of leading from any chair,
Okay.
which emphasizes the idea that leadership isn't limited to formal positions or titles.
Okay, that's a lot to unpack.
Yeah?
Let's take one of those skills as an example.
Sure.
How might they use swing dancing to teach something like adaptability?
Imagine you're learning a new swing routine.
Okay.
You've practiced the steps, you feel confident, and then suddenly the music changes tempo.
Oh.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, you can't just keep doing the same steps. You have to adapt, right?
Right.
Adjust your rhythm, maybe even improvise a bit to keep up with the music.
Exactly. And that's a great metaphor for leadership. In the workplace, things rarely go according to plan.
Of course.
You need to be able to adjust to new information, unexpected challenges, and shifting priorities.
Right.
Swing dancing gives you a chance to practice that adaptability
Yeah.
in a fun, low-stakes environment.
So you're literally embodying the concept of adaptability
Right.
through movement.
Right.
It's not just an abstract idea anymore.
Ah.
It's something you're experiencing firsthand.
Precisely. And by practicing that adaptability on the dance floor,
You're more likely to transfer that skill to real-world situations.